Our relationship with Microsoft is about really smart people working together to make a difference in the world.
Microsoft shares our passion for supply chain and logistics. We're collaborating to bring a future vision to that space.
We've done more in the last 6 months than we've done in the last 6 years.
Microsoft is on this journey with us, and it's really exciting.
Please welcome James Phillips.
Morning. Good morning. Welcome to Atlanta and our second annual Business Application Summit, fourth annual summit. And as I was packing for the trip, I dug this thing out. So this is the 2016 Data Insight Summit t-shirt that we gave out. If you think about the, what's transpired, it's 3 years and 2 months ago, we started this journey together. And this really, ultimately Summit is about community. This is a celebration of you, all of you in the audience, all of you online, everyone who's made the Power Platform Dynamics 365 the raging, growing success that it is today. So more than anything else, this next couple of days is an opportunity to really celebrate the community, to connect with one another, to make those bonds that allow you to sort of move forward together as you all move your business forward. It's, you think about this journey that we've gone on. So in 2016, the show was just about Power BI. It was a brand new service. I think we had about 10 features. And we probably had about 30 people in the audience, but we've grown to where we are today. We've added Power Apps, Microsoft Flow, Dynamics 365. We've integrated all of that with the rest of the Microsoft Cloud. We're going to look at that today. So a few things we're going to talk about. Number one, we're going to celebrate the community a bit. Number two, we'll talk about an interesting topic, particularly today. So we're going to talk about the Microsoft Cloud and how all the pieces come together into a unified whole to give you a palette, really, of tools to go paint your digital transformation journey. And then we're going to look at a bunch of new stuff that we've shipped in Dynamics 365 and the Power Platform. I think they hit go as I walked out on stage on the release plan for 2018 Wave 2. So lots and lots of good stuff to show, but really, the community is what's made all of this possible. It's wonderful to see everyone here. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. And if you think about the growth that we've seen, 2 million monthly active community members at this point, 900, roughly, app and dashboard in a day's run over the last year, 500 plus user groups globally. It's a movement at this point that has accelerated over the last year, far beyond, I think, what any of us at Microsoft could have imagined. And it's this community that's driving a momentum of the Dynamics 365 and Power Platform that it's just stunning. Look at these numbers. On a monthly basis, over 1 trillion API and CRUD operations in Dynamics 365 at the bottom. Over 20 petabytes of data uploaded to Power BI every single month. 25 million data models hosted today, 4 billion flow operations every single month. It's just staggering how quickly this has grown and how broadly these technologies are being used. And they're being used in companies across the globe, every industry, every size. If you look at the community represented here and the organizations represented, I think we've got folks from over 30 countries that have joined us today in Atlanta. So it's just, it's an honor to be on this journey with you, and thank you so much for how far you've helped us come, but we're really only just getting started. I think one of the things that's most gratifying to me is the impact that the Power Platform and Dynamics 365 are having on the individuals in the community. We've seen Summit from Heathrow, we've seen Autoglass. It's just amazing to see people grab hold of these tools engage with the community and move their careers forward, and sometimes fundamentally changing their lives. And I think Manuela at Virgin Atlantic, where she's brought the Power Platform and Power Apps in particular into that organization, is a perfect example of someone who is really making a difference in her organization, and you could just see it in her face that it's making a difference in her life. So I'd like to show you this video. Go ahead and roll it.
My name is Manuela Pichler. I started at Virgin about 7 years ago as a software developer. I now manage a business systems development team. We develop quick win and tactical solutions for the business. A lot of our workforce isn't based in the office. They're mobile. They need the data they require at the time they need it without going back to an office to check the information on a desktop. All of our remote workers were equipped with tablets as part of a company project. It was a bit of a daunting prospect for my team because we don't have mobile development experience. Traditionally, mobile software development is pricey and lengthy and requires a very specific set of skills. And through discovering Power Apps and using that, it really helped us feel more confident in our role. I kind of looked at all of the different elements. So I did one of the one-day labs that are available, looked at the functionality there, and then, it just really sparked my imagination. I think it really clicked when I opened it, how much better we could provide customer service to our internal business areas. One that made kind of the most impact is an app to complete safety and compliance checklists. You just go through a couple of questions, make sure that people are wearing the safety footwear, the high-vis jackets, equipment is stored in the correct places. It allows the team to see trends, see improvements, highlight areas that have been done really well. It was a great example of working well together with the engineering team. It's just never been this easy and this quick to create applications. Using Power Apps, it really has allowed me to raise my visibility across the IT department, and it just helped my confidence massively. I develop Power Apps, I help other people develop Power Apps, and I help IT manage what's being created. People that I don't know now walk up to me and they're like, "Oh, you're the Power Apps girl. Can you help me with that?" It's like, yeah, I can.
I just love that video. I know she's in the audience. Give her a hand. Yeah. Pretty amazing stuff. So one of the things that we've done this year for the first time, I don't know how many of you know a round of applause about our Fast Track program, the Fast Track team. Yeah. Some hoots out of the audience. And it's an amazing organization in my team that works hand in hand with our customers, with our partners to implement Dynamics 365 and Power Platform offerings. It's been a raging success, and what they've tried to do this past year is to really engage with partner community, with solution architects that are outside of their team to sort of bring them along. And for the first time, we've awarded now sort of the best of the best of the best solution architects the Dynamics 365 Fast Track Recognized Solution Architect Award. And I'm going to bring out the winners or the recognees in a couple of minutes, but I want to tell you how this program works. I mean, it's pretty grueling. I think they went through 2 oral exams. They have to have 5 years of Dynamics implementation experience, 3 years as a solution architect. They have to have gone through 2 Fast Track engagements where they were the lead solution architect, with Fast Track working alongside and judging them or grading them as they did the work. So it's an incredible vetting process. And so it's an honor to welcome our 2019 Fast Track Recognized Solution Architects out on stage. Please give them a big hand. Great. So thank you all for coming. It was fun talking to you backstage. It sounds like we really put you through the ringer in the program, but you got a lot out of it, and we really appreciate your dedication to what we're doing here. Next year, I think we're going to offer the same thing for the Power Platform. So we'll have the 2020 Power Platform Fast Track Recognized Solution Architects to go along with Dynamics 365. And so thank you all for joining me on stage. You can head back. You know, I'll punctuate again. I think it's the impact that this community and that these products and services are having on the careers and the lives of people that gets me pumped up to come into the office every morning. It's fun to see what's happening with our customers and how they're transforming their businesses and their business processes, but the people at the end of the day are what really matter here, and it's just fun to watch everyone blossom in this community. So I'm going to shift gears now. I'm going to talk a little bit about Dynamics 365, the Power Platform, in the broader context of what's happening in the industry, in the economy really at large, and in the context of the broader Microsoft cloud, kind of pulling that together. I'm going to start with applications, because look, at the end of the day, business applications, whether you're building them with the Power Platform or with Azure, or buying them as SaaS services, really the tip of the spear for digital transformation. That's where the rubber meets the road, where your employees, your people, your customers interact with you. But if you look at business applications, they are fundamentally unchanged. You can go back 50 years and look at business applications, and you're by and large seeing the same thing. This is a picture of a TWA call center in 1971. If you were to go into that call center and look at the business application that call center employee is using, look at the screen, and then pick them up and move that person to 1992. Pick them up, move them to 2015. They would see more difference in hairstyles and clothing than they would from those applications. And I'm being completely serious. Sure, 1971, it's monochrome. 1992, it's a fat client with a server sitting on the back end. It's probably in a browser in 2015. But forms over data, very, very reactive business processes. And because business applications embody your business processes, if the applications haven't fundamentally changed, your processes, by and large, haven't fundamentally changed. If you think about this call center that we just talked about, imagine you're a manufacturer of some capital equipment. You sell to a customer. They use your piece of equipment to go automate something in their production line. Thing fails, they pick up the phone, they call a service center, someone picks up a phone, they open a business application. Now data starts getting created. Someone's typing into a form, here's the problem. Eventually someone gets shipped out to go fix the problem if you can't diagnose it and repair it over the phone. Very reactive. But there's really nothing else we could have done. But for the first time in the history of our industry in business applications, there is a fundamental shift occurring. And that fundamental shift is that data is starting to come out of everything, and it's coming first. And that's really important. This first arrival of data out of everything is allowing business, allowing every industry to fundamentally reimagine the formation with customers, how you engage your customers, how you operate. It allows you ultimately to take reactive processes and turn them upside down to make them proactive. So let's think about the example that I just used. Now you make a piece of capital equipment, you sell it to your customer, they put it in their production line in a factory. That piece of equipment today is inevitably sending a torrent of information. It's connected. Information about the health, utilization, the state of consumables. That information now can arrive into an anomaly detection model in a cloud like Azure, where a problem can be predicted. Not that it is a failure mode, but that there is an impending failure. And that can trigger a maintenance call or a proactive conversation with the customer before the machine ever goes down. Fundamental change. And that fundamental change requires a fundamentally different class of business applications and a different class of platform to support those new business applications. We talk about a framework that we use to reason about digital transformation called the digital feedback loop. And so just as we talked about the product in this previous case, the piece of factory equipment that's sending the telemetry, equally, every time your customer interacts with you via your website, every time they tweet, every time they interact on social media, every time they walk into your retail environment where a camera may literally see them walk into the environment, every time an employee updates their LinkedIn profile or schedules and holds a Teams meeting, every time a piece of capital equipment in your operations, all of these corners of your business, customer, product, people, operations, continuously feeding data. And it's important that you can reason over this data holistically. It's not good enough that you just analyze your customer behavior in a vacuum or just analyze your operational activities, because your customers are being served by your people via operational processes to deliver your products and services. And so organizations that can harness this data in union form, turn it into intelligence, are now in the best position to go predict and engage with customers, for example. Every one of those interactions now, intelligent interactions, produces even more data that feeds right back into the center. And this is happening across customers, product, people, and operations. And so this relatively simple framework is what we use to talk about these changes that are occurring, fundamental changes across industries and in business process. And we're actually using this as our map, our guide, to help us understand what we should build. And so a lot of the products and services that you've seen us develop, a lot of the new capabilities that we're going to demo today really fall out of this worldview. And so it's been super useful for us. Now, let's talk about what we've done with it. So the first thing that we did, maybe 8 years ago, was to begin to very methodically lay down a planet-scale footprint of data center capacity. The ability to catch every piece of telemetry coming out of every aircraft engine, every tweet, every time someone comes to the website, all of this information, providing a place where it can be captured, stored, held in privacy, secured, in compliance with the nation-state regulations where the data has sovereignty. And so we invested heavily at the bottom where the change is occurring, because data is increasingly coming out of everything. Then on top of that, we built an intelligence platform and an application platform in Azure that allows you to take all of that data, turn it into intelligence, and then act intelligently to predict and proact. On top of that, we built the Power Platform, Power BI, Power Apps, Microsoft Flow, and the Common Data Service that allow even non-programmers, non-professional technologists to harness data, to create intelligence, to take intelligent action. On top of that, we built Office 365 and Dynamics 365, which are out-of-the-box applications that infuse data and intelligence into business processes. On top of that, we built AppSource, allowing all of you, many of our partners, to create solutions that target specific industries or specialized business processes that we don't cover ourselves in Office or Dynamics. And if all that wasn't enough, coming into the bottom of this sort of value creation funnel is a collection of data sources that Microsoft has in LinkedIn and Bing and in other sources to infuse, enrich, and augment your data. And so this picture, layered on top of that digital feedback loop, is the platform that we're going to talk a lot about today. We don't ever talk about Dynamics in a vacuum or Power Platform in a vacuum. It really is all of these assets together, collectively, unified, integrated, that provide this canvas that allows you to go take advantage of this opportunity that we all have. And it's an interesting day to talk about this. It's fun to watch others in the industry, try to gather up assets in order to chase us. It's become very clear that this is what the future looks like. We built the future. And the good thing about the future that we built is that we built it, and it's integrated. And when you use Office and Dynamics, the Power Platform's right there. Open up a SharePoint Online today, go to a Modern List, turn it into a Power App. Same thing in Dynamics. Run out of gas in Power Apps and need to dive down and create an Azure function, we know about that natively. All of these solutions were built to work together, not a bunch of random pieces that have been acquired where customers now have to figure out how to make it all work. And so this is really, really, really important to what we've done. I mean, it is the essence of our strategy. Allow digital transformation, provide a complete platform, build it so that it works together. And we think we're the only ones in the industry that have that, and you've helped us get there. You've guided this development. So enough about frameworks and strategy, although I think it's super important to talk about. We're going to now shift into specific solutions. So across the digital feedback loop, customer, product, people, operations, we've got a wide array and a growing array of solutions: marketing, sales, service, operations, finance, talent, commerce, IoT solutions for products and services that we've built in the Dynamics 365 family, augmented by everything else that we just talked about in the Dynamics 365 cloud. And so we're investing on each of these blades across each functional area of the business. And as I said before, I think as I walked out on stage, they hit the go button on the release plan for 2019 Wave 2, over 400 new capabilities that we will release in October and the months to follow, across both Dynamics 365 and the Power Platform. It's just amazing to watch this team operate. It is, if you think about the journey that we've been on, just 3.5 years to get us from where we are to where we are now, it's just been mind-blowing to see this team really rally, come together behind this shared vision, and with you all, to deliver something that I think is very special and incredibly unique in the industry. So thank you for your support. Thank you for your help guiding us. And we're excited to roll out the release plan for Wave 2. We're going to look at a lot of new capabilities today and highlight some of the high-value stuff that we've delivered. So we're going to start by digging in on customer engagement. We're going to look at both customer and the operations blades today. How many of you, just actually by maybe clapping, how many of you are implementers or users of Dynamics 365 on the customer engagement side? Good. How about on the F&O side? I like it. I think F&O, sometimes I hear, feels left out, and so we've got you covered today. We're going to spend some time on finance and operations, some really good stuff to show, but we're going to start with CE. So our view is that you can build a view of your customer by assembling data from across your organization and by augmenting that data with signal from places like LinkedIn, from places like Bing, from all of the systems that you have. Pulling that data together using Dynamics 365 Customer Insights gives you the ability to build a single view of customer, a 360-degree view that's shaped by intelligence, powered by data. That view of your customer can now drive an integrated marketing, sales, and service lifecycle with your customer, driven by data, powered by intelligence. We also have two products, Sales Insights and Customer Service Insights, that are not about the customer, not about the center of the blade, but about the business processes. How's your sales process? How's your customer support process? And so all of this intelligence, both at the entity level, if you will, the customer in this blade, and at the business process level, allow us to deliver these intelligent solutions in Dynamics 365 for sales, customer service, field service, and marketing. And so to talk a bit about how this vision, this set of products, and these capabilities have come together for one of our customers, I'm going to invite Nicole Jordan from Grant Thornton to join me on stage. Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me today.
No, it's great to have you. We've been working together for a number of years, but you've really accelerated over the last couple of years. Tell me first about Grant Thornton so the audience understands what business you're in.
Absolutely, James, and thank you so much for having me today. Grant Thornton is so pleased to team with Microsoft. Grant Thornton is a global public accounting and advisory firm. We operate in 135 countries, really helping our clients prepare for the future, whether that is in applying new technologies or digital transformation, understanding new rules, regulations, and risks, and helping our clients with high-quality audits, tax, and advisory services.
Got it. And so you've been on a journey recently,
We have.
reimagining how you want to go engage your customers based on data and intelligence. Talk a bit about what drove that and what you're thinking.
we have, James. So we are a very customer-centric organization, and in thinking about how we could enhance the experience for our customers, it really is about using technology to help us build deeper relationships with our clients. And we've done that in a couple of ways through teaming with Microsoft. The first is we've seen great benefit in applying LinkedIn Sales Navigator. We are about a little over a year into our journey, and the outcomes that we can see at this point are that those teams that have more LinkedIn connections with their particular customer base have a higher win rate, and they have an increased amount of sales versus those who don't. So what we can see is the technology is helping us to better understand these companies, build deeper relationships and wider across the entire organization. So that's been a great benefit. The second area, James, is really around the Sales Insights platform and getting automated intelligence, insights, and research to our partners 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so that they can walk in the door to their client meetings being highly prepared and engage in highly relevant conversations with their clients is really important today. So using technology to prepare and understand the latest changes that are happening with our clients. That may be changes in their management teams. It may be changes due to mergers and acquisitions, changes with their customer base or with their competitors. These alerts go to our partners on their phones, so they are constantly getting the latest about our client base so that they can provide more relevant information for them.
Got it. And there was a third, I think.
Oh, the relationship assistant.
Yes,
Thank you, James.
yeah, absolutely.
We believe it's critical to monitor the health of the relationship with our clients at all times. And using technology is the best way to be able to do that. So we are working to build out even more the relationship assistant platform within our firm, teaming with Microsoft, and that enables us to understand the sentiment of the relationship at all times. So as part of the daily routine of our partners, they may start their day by understanding the sentiment and the health of their important client relationships, and that is using the technology to really monitor so that that partner in New York on one of our global clients understands the health of the relationship in the same way that the partner in California or the partner in Paris. They are all getting the same information, and it is all about the health of that relationship and the sentiment where the clients are highly satisfied, or maybe there's a concern in a particular area.
Super.
So that we can respond more quickly.
Predict and proact.
Absolutely. It's
Good
all
stuff.
about the response time.
That's right. And so, you are, I would imagine, as I think about all of our customers, pretty sophisticated. I mean, the work that you've done is leading edge, and we are actually co-developing in some ways.
Absolutely.
Around what, so you've gone on this journey. What advice would you have? Any sort of takeaways?
The use of technology is really change management in many industries, and in professional services where you have so many great experts that have been doing this for 20, 30 years and really haven't used technology to build relationships. It is change management, and one of the things that we have found is just the constant communication about the success stories. When it works for a partner on a particular client relationship and they've been able to use technology to build a wider relationship within that company, we share that success story across the entire firm at all levels. And so success breeds success, yes. And it is one of those things that when we see the winning ways of one team, we try to share those best practices very quickly. And using technology, we're able to do that instantaneously.
Love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Really
James.
appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Service industries are a huge part of the global economy, so it's fun to see a service organization really dig in and transform the way they deliver services to their customers, just like we're seeing in manufacturing and other industries. And we're going to shift now to a pretty cool customer. This is sort of near and dear to my heart. So this is the time of year in Seattle where we get our 8 days it doesn't rain. We're almost there. And so during those 8 days, we love to go out and be outdoors and be on the water. And Malibu Boats makes some really fun toys for those days when we actually see the sun. This is an interesting one. I like it because it sort of combines the physical world with the digital world. It brings together a retail environment with an online digital environment and really showcases some of the amazing technology that we've built, both for guiding the process, but also for the customer experience. And so to show us that, Luca and Gabby will run the Malibu demo. Take it away.
Thank you, James. So Malibu Boats is the world's largest manufacturer of wake boats, and is considered the most profitable and easy to sell brand by their network of independent dealers. Malibu Boats has built a reputation on cutting-edge innovations, and in keeping with these innovations, we've been partnering with Malibu Boats to revolutionize the way their dealers are selling boats to their customers. Today, we're going to see how Dynamics 365 is going to transform the customer experience and radically improve the dealer's selling ability. Thanks to the combination of the new AI sales assistant and the all-new in-store immersive mixed reality experience powered by Product Visualize. So let's take a look. So Gabby is a water sport enthusiast, and she's looking for the right boat for her and her family to enjoy the summer. So Malibu Boats website is the perfect place to start this journey. So she browses the catalog, and she picks the boat of her dreams, the new 25 LSV model. So she jumps into the configurator, where she can play with options and colors in real time. When she's happy with the configuration, she can click on the Dynamics 365 Virtual Agent to understand what are the next steps. The Virtual Agent takes into consideration what is the current configuration that Gabby has chosen, as well as Gabby's location and her preferred date and time. This allows the virtual agent to schedule in real time an appointment for Gabby and dealer, and at the same time, the virtual agent passes all of this information and configuration to the dealer. So now we're going to see how this information generates an high-quality sales lead for the dealer. So imagine I'm a dealer, and I've just received a notification of the upcoming appointment with Gabby. For the first time here, we're showing the new Dynamics 365 Assistant right here on my mobile phone. Thanks to the new AI-guided engagement, I can review all of the information of the upcoming appointments, as well as highlighted insights coming from relevant emails and business key news generated both from Malibu Boats as well as from the web. Now let's drill down into the meeting to get prepared. So here I can review all of the information about the configuration, as well as related insights that Relationship Assistant generated from thousands of customer surveys, as well as from all of the phone conversations that regularly Malibu Boats is having with their dealers. So now I'm fully equipped for the upcoming meeting with Gabby, and I'm prepared to provide her a great customer experience. So now I'm going to use Dynamics 365 Product Visualize to show Gabby right here on the showroom floor her custom boat. And at the same time, I'm going to use ExpertLogic CPQ platform to work with various configurations in real time and show them through Product Visualize. This allows me to showcase highly configurable products at scale in mixed reality. Gabby will have a much better experience of the product compared to looking at boats on a website or a brochure. So Gabby's just arrived for her appointment, so let's sell a boat. Hi, Gabby. I'm Luca. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. I'm excited to see my new boat.
Great. I have your configuration right here, but I want to make sure you're happy with this configuration before you make this purchase. So let me quickly place the boat right here on the showroom floor and make it life-size, and we're all set. So take this tablet and you will see your new boat.
Oh, wow. I love it already.
You know, Malibu boats are special because of their patented surf pipe and power wedge that creates a wake that is taller, larger, and cleaner. So take a look at the back of the boat and you will see it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for.
Awesome. So now go ahead, walk into the boat and check it out.
I like the layout. It's spacious, and I love the upholstery. Oh, and check out the view.
So how about we look at some color options?
Yeah, you know, when I was back home, I was having trouble deciding between a few different colors.
You know, seeing it life-size will help you choose. So hit the notes button, and you will notice notes placed around the boat. If you click one of them, you can see what other options are available. Now, click on the one on the side of the boat, and just let me know what color you would like to see.
Cool. Can I see the red and blue one again?
Here you go.
I like it, but let's take a look at this green one. That one looks pretty wild.
How about that?
That's the statement I was looking to make.
Great, and it's my favorite too. Now I want to show you something else. Check out the new G10 tower. It has more space on board, and it's got twice the speaker power, and it's still low profile and sleek.
I like the sound of that.
Plus, more space on the racks means more space on the boat.
Yeah, let's add it.
So what do you think of the boat?
It's perfect. I'll take it. Can you send me a quote?
Absolutely. I'm going to send this configuration quote along right away.
Thanks so much for your help today. I can't wait to hit the water.
No problem, Gabby. Thanks for coming in. Ciao.
Bye.
So with Dynamics 365 Product Visualize and ExpertLogic CPQ platform, we can truly revolutionize the customer experience. And we can help partners like ExpertLogic to provide even more value to their customers. So now, let me go back to the meeting. I mean, during the meeting, I took some notes, and now what I want to do, I want to take a picture of these notes, and Dynamics 365 will automatically transform this note into text and generates action items specific for me. I think this is great, and it's the first time we're showing this. So now let me quickly show you what's behind the scenes that allows Malibu Boats to radically improve their dealer selling ability. So here, I'm in Dynamics 365 Sales Insights, and in one single page, Malibu Boats can have transactional data, conversational data, and emotional data, like the Net Promoter Score. Malibu Boats can review insights generated from thousands of customer surveys that give them the ability to have an understanding what is the sentiment across different products, as well as the trend around the Net Promoter Score. Malibu Boats can review insights generated from all of the phone conversations that they're regularly having with their dealers. This is going to let them understand what's working, what is not working, and if there are patterns. For example, clearly the G10 Tower has the highest positive sentiment across customer satisfaction surveys, but at the same time, it has been mentioned in less than 10% of the conversation with the dealers. So clearly, there is room for improvement here. And thanks to Assistant Studio, Malibu Boats can act on this. Malibu Boats can create and update personalized insight with crucial information about their products. This will guide dealers to take the next best action. So let's take a look at the insight around the G10 Tower. The intent is to tell the dealers more about the product and how their customers can benefit from it. In addition to that, Malibu Boats can understand what are the dealers that found this useful and change the priority of these insights. This is definitely going to make the dealers better at selling the product. So what we have seen today, with Dynamics 365, we are just at the beginning. With Dynamics 365, mixed reality, and artificial intelligence, we can truly transform the customer experience, and at the same time, we can help partners to provide even more value to their customers. Thank you. Back to you, James.
Thank you, Luca. I want to get an accent transplant. I love Luca's voice. It's just amazing. So we're going to move from customer to operations and spend a little time talking about a company called Litten's and how they're using Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations to transform their manufacturing operations. Actually, yesterday, we just all, as we were going through rehearsal, we realized inadvertently, we've got like planes, trains, automobiles, and boats. It's like the transport keynote. But this is a really interesting one. It pulls together both operations and what's happening on the product side and in the assets that are running the factory. And so a good merger, if you will, of various signals from across the digital feedback loop. And Kevin's going to show us the good work that Litton's has done. Thank you,
Great.
Kevin.
Thank you, James. Now, Litton's is a global car parts manufacturer. They're renowned for innovation in their industry. And they've applied that mindset to their production facilities where they're starting to deploy IoT. Now, that IoT telemetry is being surfaced up for a number of IoT hubs and into an Azure data lake, where we can start to create some custom Power BI dashboards. Those dashboards we can start to embed within finance and operations. So individuals like our COO can start to see the production health, the utilization, the availability across a group, and if they needed to, they could also focus in on a particular plant. But from a plant perspective, we want to help them drive actionable insights. And we can start to do that through the new capability of IoT intelligence for finance and operations, where we can connect sensors to production. And when we're looking at the sensors, we want to look at them in a number of ways. We could be interested in the product quality. We could be interested in the run rate of parts being produced, i.e. performance. Or we could fundamentally want to know when a machine has stopped producing. And in each case, we're going to define a number of parameters. I'm actually going to set up the sensor for when that machine goes down. And when I do, I need to associate against a particular IoT hub, which is going to be Woodbridge. I'm going to identify an endpoint, which is going to be an alternator line. And I need to set a threshold. Now, thresholds are key. Let me set a context. The machinery to create a car alternator is huge. And it will also have an operator physically monitoring it. So, should something cause production to stop, there's going to be a host of tasks that individual could undertake to quickly unblock it, whether it be removing a jam or running an auto reset sequence. So enabling a threshold enables us to deal with something locally at the machine before escalating. And of course, if we do have to escalate, then we're likely to escalate on to other individuals within our group via this notification. One of those individuals is going to be the production supervisor, who actually is already really going to be monitoring production anyway. And they're going to be using finance and operations and monitoring the production floor through a workspace, which we've extended with a new capability for these new notifications. When I have a notification come through to his workspace, we can show the details. And when we do, we can see a host of information that's pertinent. We can see across the top the relevant production order. On the left-hand side, we can see production jobs that are queued up that are now going to be delayed. And we've got a visualization across time that we could actually zoom in on and see any particular anomalies about the parts being produced over time. And this is where traditionally we would go through the motion of rerouting. We'd reroute production, and then overnight we'd trigger off our master planning. Going forwards, we can actually help them because we've introduced a new capability called planning optimization, which enables them to run their planning a number of times in the day, getting that production up to its optimum as soon as possible. And in tandem to all this, we've had the notification that the machine is down, and we need to let our maintenance team know that something is wrong. And traditionally, we'd go through the process of perhaps clicking the Create Work Order option. But actually, we can actually take full advantage of the potential of Microsoft Flow working with finance and operations, because another new capability for finance and operations is called business events. So we've had our notification that the machine is down. That's gone to our production supervisor. At the same time, it could be used as the trigger for a flow, as a business event. And when that business event occurs, we can go through the motion of actually creating that work order for us automatically. And as a courtesy, we could also send a notification through to perhaps a maintenance supervisor, and we could send a notification to the mobile device of a roaming maintenance technician in the plant. Now, that technician, as they get to that huge machine, is going to be confronted with a lot of detail. But to give them an insight, they can go to the work order that has been created that has caused the production stop. because the work order also includes the information around the fault. So we can tell immediately that it was raised via IoT, that it believes it's an electrical fault, and the fault is actually relating to a malfunctioning fuse. So straight away, we've helped that technician focus in on the fuse rather than being confronted by this huge machine and having to work out where the problem is to begin with. And they will go through the process of switching out that fuse. They will go through the process of closing off that work order. And that work order is actually part of a new set of capability we have called asset management. Now, asset management is not just about the creation of work order. It's actually about the wider management of all the equipment at a plant or across a group through the equipment's life cycle. And so from a maintenance supervisor's perspective, we can start monitoring all of our equipment. And we can look at it in a number of ways. We could be looking at it from the notifications of where problems may be occurring through IoT. We could be using a visualization like the number of work orders that are being created over time and what is being closed. And we can see we've got a slight downward trend in that they're closing more work orders than have been opened. But key is also the equipment tracking. And the equipment tracking has a number of counters. And this is where we can define some counters. And the counters can help us from monitoring those consumable items or aspects that need to be serviced after a period of time. And that can all help drive our planned maintenance schedules. Now, in our case, we've had an issue already surface with the malfunctioning fuse, and we can see actually on screen a little status indicator that's actually telling us that fuse relay is getting close to switch out. So we can be proactive with our maintenance and change that threshold and stop that machine from going into a down state because of this fuse. But from a maintenance perspective, we can also look into the future a little bit as well, because we've got Power BI that is embedded within finance and operations. We've got all this data across IoT, work orders, production orders. And we can take advantage of AI and use the key influencers to give us a predictive maintenance view. And so for this machinery here, I've got the key influencers that's highlighting, yes, of course, wear and tear over time is going to impact my production efficiency. But it's also highlighted two other areas around my coiler failures and my conveyor belts. That can steer us, and we can be proactive with our maintenance and start putting more energy into our maintenance of those two areas and offset any future production deficiencies. And whilst I'm on this dashboard, I also want to highlight that because we've got Power BI working within finance and operations, we've also included some new custom gestures. So I've got a little visualization in the top right here that is reflecting maintenance purchase orders. And as a maintenance supervisor, some of these are going to be pertinent to myself. And so I've now got the opportunity to put a custom gesture on, such as my pending purchase orders. So I can click on this, and it's going to take me through to the purchase orders that are relevant for me, that I can approve accordingly. Now, all this coming together enables us to help companies like Litton's drive actionable insights through these new capabilities of IoT intelligence, asset management, planning optimization, business events with the Power Platform. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So we're going to move on now to mixed reality from the sort of business process applications that we've seen. So I want to talk a little bit about this before we look at it. We've talked a lot about data and intelligence sort of in the back of these business applications, powering reactive to proactive, the ability to really understand your customers, your operations, and to use that understanding to transform how you operate. On the front end, mixed reality promises to transform the way those experiences are delivered. We saw it earlier, actually, with the Malibu Boats example, where they were using an iPad to visualize that Malibu boat in the dealer showroom. But HoloLens is such an immersive, heads-up, hands-free experience that it really takes that to the next level. And we've introduced a number of products that are now available. Remote Assist, Layout, we saw a product visualized. We're going to spend some time now on Guides. Guides is designed to allow you to create a training plan or exercise for someone who's trying to learn how to do a task. And it guides them as they walk through it using mixed reality. And it's hard to talk about it. It's a lot easier to show it. And so I've got a video that I'm going to show you with PACCAR, who uses Dynamics 365 guides in their operations. Let's show the video.
First time I stepped into a cab, I was nervous.
I was lost. My first month, it was hard to remember every step, and it was hard to remember where everything goes. One of my best friend's moms literally tells me every single day how proud she is of me because down here this job's really, really good.
I have a 5-year-old, 10-month-old. Coming home and saying that, you know, Mommy's not going back to work the next day, that's my biggest fear.
Everyone at PACCAR wants to be successful, but a new employee, it could take you multiple cycles to get up to speed. Every company struggles with training. Products are much more complex, so how do you keep up? We see guides and HoloLens as a great tool to change how adults learn. There's video built in, there's step-by-step instructions that can overlay holographic images, and so when you have in-depth training from an electronic mentor, we believe you'll be up to speed in a compressed time frame.
It trains you, because I never done that and I know how to do it now off the first try. I think it's a really good, useful tool.
It was exciting, I don't know. It was super cool. It showed the entire harness going through the door. If I took those glasses off, I can't see that running all the way through there. By wearing the glasses, people would feel less pressure on them.
Using guides on the V2 platform will be really valuable for our business. We see the ability to leverage things like electronic work instructions, data from our CAD/CAM systems and engineering, integration into our parts manual. I think we're going to use this extensively.
So, pretty incredible stuff. I think as I stood back there and watched the video one more time, what occurred to me is how empowering this technology is. We've all, as information workers, if you will, used technology in our jobs. It's made us better at what we do. But first-line workers have been not as much the beneficiary of technology as they can be now with something like Dynamics 365 Guides. So it's taking technology and wrapping it in a form factor and an experience that really goes all the way down to the first line, the people who are building the products and services, who are interacting with customers. It's really, really game-changing stuff. One of our other customers, Alaska Airlines, is using Dynamics 365 Guides for training. And this, for me, when I tried this, I actually went through this demo experience, and you can too, by the way, in the expo area. You can try this out. The lines are long because it's amazing. But if you want to stand in line and give it a try, I'd highly encourage it. You really can't get a sense for how awesome this stuff is unless you really experience it. And we're going to let you experience it at least through the eyes of a camera here as Darren and Maya show you how Alaska Airlines trains their aircraft repair personnel using Dynamics 365 Guides.
Thank you, James. We built guides so employees are equipped to take on any new process that comes their way. And in doing so, giving their companies the flexibility needed to stay competitive. Alaska Airlines was one of our earliest co-development partners, and they're looking for innovative ways to take novice technicians from MT0 up to MT1. Now, MT1 is a really important milestone for any technician because it means they're ready to be scheduled at full capacity. But let's imagine that we're a novice technician day one and getting handed a big paper manual with lots of complicated diagrams and instructions. And even though we might have an experienced technician standing by, it can be a really daunting moment. This here is a pylon. It's the piece that attaches the engine to the plane. And today, Maya's going to show you how guides can make learning the wiring process on a pylon much, much easier. Let's get started, Maya.
Thanks, Darren. Like any process in aviation, this needs to be done in a very specific way. Even with the help of a manual, it's easy to get overwhelmed. I'll be receiving easy step-by-step instructions on this HoloLens 2 today. The new device is super comfortable, and I love the visor feature because I can easily go from talking to you all to getting right to work. Before I do that, this is Luke. He's got a special camera that's going to allow you to see exactly what we see on this HoloLens 2. Let's get started. Just in front of me is the instruction card. It looks like we're having some issues with the camera.
We're having a little bit of trouble with our camera here, so what we're going to do is play the video of the rehearsal we did earlier.
Like any process in aviation, this needs to be done in a very specific way. Even with the help of a manual, it's easy to get overwhelmed. I'll be receiving easy, step-by-step holographic instructions on this HoloLens 2 today. The new device is super comfortable. I love the visor feature because I can go from talking to a colleague to switching right to work. Let's get started. So just in front of me is the instruction card. It tells me what to do. I'm supposed to locate the wire and pull it up and out. From the bottom of the card, a dotted line leads right to where the work's to place. On this step, I've also got an image that helps me understand exactly how to hold this thing. Now, I'm ready to move ahead, but my hands are full, and that's pretty common with this type of work. So all I need to do is just look at the arrow. It fills up, taking me into the next step. Here I'm supposed to snap the wire into the clips, but which ones? Looking down, there are a lot of options, but holograms clearly indicate the exact ones I'm supposed to use. Getting this right now saves me potentially costly time later. Great. So next up, I'm going to need to send the wire through the covered section right here. The problem is technicians can't see what's going on under the hood, so it's hard to learn. But guides can show me the inside. Using a 3D model, now when I look at the area, I can see exactly what I'm supposed to do, and I can do it with no fumbling around. On to the next step. So the hand over here is showing me I need to reach from this side. And you'll notice I've moved over a fair amount, and the card comes with me. It knows to stay in an ergonomic position. Next step is just plug in the wire. There's the right point. And then it looks like we're headed over here to find the test key. Many times, different parts can be similar enough that they're easy to confuse, but guides can show me the exact piece I need. No mistakes, no slowdowns. Finally, we're headed back to test the circuit box. I'm going to need to crouch down to reach it, and the card moves down to my level. Okay, so I'm just looking for a green light to confirm I did it all right. There it is. That means I'm good to go.
So as a manager, I might be working with a lot of novice technicians at one time, but the nice thing is, as you go through the guide, that data gets pushed into CDS. And then Power BI can take that data in and put out an insightful report. This is one of those reports here, and you can see we've got step-by-step timing for all of my novices that are going through, but today I want to focus in on Maya. She's been doing high-quality work, and I want to see if her times measure up. So you can see she started off over 4 minutes, but recently she's keeping her times under 2 minutes. If I look at some recent runs, she's even faster than the target MT1 time here in pink. So I really like what I'm seeing from her, and I want to take action on this insight. And so what we've done is embed a Power App right into the Power BI report. And you can see it's pre-populated with all the correct information. I just toggle that to yes, submit it, and now Maya's MT1. Now Microsoft Flow can do the rest of the work for me, make sure all the right people are informed, the back-end systems are updated, and as a manager, I can make sure that I'm helping more novices reach the next level. All right, thank you.
Okay, so that was the camera having a problem. That was not the HoloLens. Go to the Expo Center and you can try this out for yourself. It's truly game-changing. In fact, I think, if you think about what's next, where are we going? I think it's the combination of mixed reality and perception that is sort of the next wave. You think about what we started with, data. Data's coming from everything. I think of 3 classes of data. There's factual data. We've always had that. It's the forms you type into when someone calls you. Then we had telemetry, information that's flowing from our assets, from our products. It's intentional. Software sitting embedded somewhere that is observing and structuring and sending information. The third wave is perception. Watching the world, literally, as with human perception, vision, audio. And the ability to take all of that in, reason about what's being taken in, and to join that with other classes of data is sort of the next wave. Imagine this. You're wearing a HoloLens. A HoloLens is not just a holographic computer that is an output device. It's also an input device. There are depth cameras, there are cameras, sensors, audio. It's laden, in fact, with environmental sensing capabilities. And so imagine that you're sitting in an environment where you're doing some work, and the HoloLens is able to observe everything happening. Let's say you go to pick up a chemical to mix with another to create epoxy if you're laying out an aircraft wing. The information that's being seen can flow to the cloud. It can be identified as a piece of inventory chemical that was taken out 2 weeks ago by joining that with the factual information, conclude that this should not be used right now, and coming back into the world, putting a big red X right in front of that, telling the worker they need to go get something else out of inventory because it's expired. This ability to bring the world in, understand it, process it, join it with other sources of data, to gain intelligence, and then to use that to transform the world literally right before our eyes. It creates superhuman powers in some ways, and it really is game-changing. We're just on the front end of that, and I think this demo shows the way forward. So now we're going to shift from Dynamics 365 into the Power Platform, and it's like I said earlier, we always talk about it all together, and of course we've seen Power Apps, we've seen Power BI, we've seen Flow throughout everything, but let's get really focused now on the Power Platform that sits beneath Dynamics, sits beneath Office 365, sits on top of Azure, and allows you to transform the applications that we've provided to you, to reach into Azure when you need to, and to create standalone applications and to visualize data and get value from that data in the form of automated workflows without writing code. Now, the Common Data Service, which brings together the data from Dynamics, Office, LinkedIn, and other sources, sits beneath this platform. And all the Power Platform components are aware natively of the Common Data Service, which makes it super easy to reach into your business data and to create value from it. And each are aware of each other. You can analyze with Power BI, you can act with an application you build with Power Apps, and you can automate with Flow, all built on top of this common data substrate in integrated experiences. It's the power of the combination of these that really sets them apart. Simply buying a BI solution and maybe a low-code solution and some automation stuff and trying to jam it together is a very different experience, and we believe that we give you something very unique in that it's integrated and it's designed to work together. And you'll see how that unification and that sort of synergistic value that gets created really sets these solutions apart. Now, today we announced a brand new service capability called AI Builder. It's designed and part of the Power Platform to allow you to leverage artificial intelligence, machine learning, and models without writing code, and to show you how you can use this capability in the context of Power Apps. One of my good friends, Brian Balzer with G&J Pepsi, will join me on stage. Come on out, Brian, let's talk about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Brian, you've been using Power Apps now for several years.
We have.
And you've now started using AI Builder, but tell me about, before we get started in that, tell me about G&J Pepsi so the audience
Absolutely.
understands your business.
Well, first let me say Atlanta looks great in Pepsi blue. G&J Pepsi is an independent bottling franchise. We produce about 500 different products across Pepsi and Dr. Pepper. We have 10 locations throughout Ohio and Kentucky, 4 bottling and canning facilities. And we service about 11,000 customers and roughly 5 million consumers.
Got it. So you bottle and then you distribute.
Correct.
Okay. And so you've gone on a transformation journey, as we all have. Tell me about sort of where you are and the journey you're going on.
Sure. So this is about really creating profitable growth and a winning strategy. And so for us, we're in the middle of a business transformation, and a key component of that is our digital transformation. And so we're looking at it from digital, data, and solutions, and those are supported by business processes, culture, and organizational structure. And so by using the Power Platform, it's really provided us an integrated solution across the company. Since 2017, we've saved roughly $500,000 just by using the Power Platform, and if you include the additional Microsoft tools, it's been in excess of $1 million. So it's really helped us simplify our portfolio. It's really helped us to take cost out of that portfolio and simplify our management, our vendor management as well.
Got it. So tell me how you're using it. How are you employing it?
So, for example, our frontline sales team is responsible for going out into retail locations and servicing, grocery stores, gas stations, convenience stores, and their job is to make sure that we have the right product in the right place at the right time to meet consumer demands. And so part of that process is they do a store audit. And that store audit means that they have to go in and assess these locations. We do about 30,000 store audits.
Wow.
Those audits generate about 4,000 driver and logistics notes and another 40,000 actionable items. And so this used to be a manual process on paper. And then we moved into OneNote, and from OneNote we moved into Power Apps. And now we're excited to share with you some of the capabilities we're looking to deploy into this store audit tool that really takes the manual effort out of counting what's on the shelves and automating that process through the AI Builder.
Got it. So just to recap on that, to set the stage here. So you started with paper.
Yep.
You eventually got to Power Apps, where you've digitized this process of walking into the store and auditing what's on the shelves. With the Power App, you at least were digital, but you still had to do the counting as a person. And now you're going to be taking pictures and have the pictures count themselves using AI Builder.
That's correct.
Okay, cool. So we're going to have Wim, who's all set up to show us how you've done it, take us through the demo.
Sounds good. Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot. Take it away,
Thanks, Wim.
Thank you, James and Brian. So we just learned how G&J Pepsi is automating and digitizing their process for store audits. It's actually pretty simple. You have sales reps going out to stores and audit how their products are displayed and where they are. Pretty simple. Now, up to 2 years ago, this was completely on pen and paper. Not so great if you want to gain insights. Additionally, it isn't the best solution if you want to gain time and gain insights, which are not that simple, that straightforward. So since they discovered Power Apps 2 years ago, they really have an app now, which all their sales reps are using, which guides them to the nearest store. And as they get to the store, they can visually indicate on a map where they encounter their products. They can put that exactly where they are and then document that display. So they can set like the type of display, take a picture, count the products, maybe set the display location, a rating, and maybe add a task, something, an action, which they can take to improve the display. But you can imagine that it's super time-consuming to each time identify it's one of their 470 products on display, and then count the amount of facings. Well, not anymore. With the new AI Builder, they can simply take a picture, and the app will do the rest. This is a huge time saver. This is time they can use for more audits and for having a meaningful conversation with the store managers. Isn't that amazing? So from here, they can save it. They can continue their audit throughout the store and finish the inspection. But how easy is it to build these apps? Well, let me show you. And we'll start with the AI capabilities. This is no longer a feature for just the chosen few. Now everyone can add intelligence to their solutions, thanks to AI Builder in Power Apps and Microsoft Flow. It simply starts by choosing a model, in our case object detection, to recognize products from an image. Then each of the models will guide us through the steps. In this case, we select the products we want to recognize, the Mountain Dew bottles, added images, and then tag each of those images so that the model can learn from us. When we're done with the training, it will return us a performance score. If we're unhappy with that score, we can train it a bit more. If we're happy, we can publish it and start using the model in our apps and our flows. So we'll do just that. And I'll switch here to build a few steps in the app we just saw on the phone. So we'll go to the audit screen and notice that beyond the standard controls you'd expect, maybe some controls which leverage device capabilities, we now also have intelligent components, like form processor or object detector. So I can put that on my screen, put it exactly where I want it, and then tie it to the model I trained. And just like that, I can try it out, give it a test image, and notice there's no compile step. I can just test the app as I'm building it. Now, besides showing it visually on the picture here, I also want to see the list of products it recognized. So I'm going to add a gallery, put that below the object detector. And galleries typically work with data. So I can tie it to any of the 250 plus data connectors that Power Apps provides. I can connect it to on-premises data through a data gateway, or even through a custom connector built by a professional developer. In this case, though, we're going to keep it closer to home, and we're going to tie it to the results of the object detector. So I can end it up by maybe changing the template. And of course, I can fully customize this, but I'll keep it to the standard template with the product and the count of the products recognized. So we see here that one Mountain Dew 1 liter bottle was recognized. Finally, I notice that the footer is not yet on this screen. I can, of course, copy-paste it from another screen, but we no longer have to do that. With Power Apps components, I can simply design it once and reuse it across all my screens and all my apps. So that's what I'll do here on my screen. Simply add the footer, and with that, we've finalized this screen. Now, if you've been listening, you heard they do over 30,000 inspections a year. That's a lot of data they gain insights on through Power BI. So on the displays, on the pricing, maybe on the competitors, but sometimes the insights are not that obvious. And this is where the new AI-enabled controls and visuals in Power BI come to the rescue. So here we see that a high amount of displays is influenced by the task completion rate. So as a manager, I can then decide to look at those tasks and make sure they get completed. But I want to be smart about it. I don't want to do this manual every day. So we automated this with Microsoft Flow. And on a recurring basis, we're going to get the tasks which are at risk directly from Power BI. This is a new capability coming soon to the Power BI connector in Microsoft Flow. So through a DAX query, I'm getting that cleaned up, consolidated data right in Flow, and I can start leveraging that. In this case, I'm even augmenting it using text classification in AI Builder to intelligently add a list of stakeholders. So if I see it's like cooler repair or cooler problems, we can ask the tech repair team. We can also check if the risk of not completing it in time is high, check who's the manager from Office 365, to get that extra nudge and then send the notification to the task owner and all the stakeholders. Now, this is pretty much an end-to-end solution for G&J Pepsi, but it doesn't stop there. We can now design portals with the same ease as designing apps, and also extend the solution that way to external users. This is the #1 ask from the community, and this is just the first part in our answer. So now store managers can really be included in the process, come in and log in, review their store performance, and collaborate with G&J Pepsi, together ensuring that displays always look fantastic. So what we saw in this demo is really how the Power Platform comes together to build those end-to-end solutions. Then we use the new AI capabilities to turn those solutions into intelligent systems, which were then extended to external users outside of the organization. Now that, everyone, that's the power of the platform. Thank you.
All right, they're giving me the hook backstage. They said, go out there, say nothing, and bring Amir Netz on to talk about what's happening with Power BI. And so without further ado, Amir Netz.
Woo. Thank you, James. Medtronic is the largest medical device manufacturer in the world with over 80,000 employees and over $30 billion in sales, and they are using Power BI to analyze virtually every aspect of their business, including their supply chain. What they're interested here is understanding backlogs. Back orders. This is when customers are ordering a product and the product is not in inventory, which is not a good thing. So they're using this AI visual, this key influencer visual, to understand what's going on. And you can find some obvious things, like when a demand type is volatile, it's hard to predict, you run out of inventory. But by the power of slicing and dicing through cross-highlighting, they can find some less obvious insights. For example, when they're looking at the intermittent demand, they can find that when the forecast bias is accurate, they're going to get a lot of back orders. And that's kind of surprising, because if you can't forecast the orders, then why would you get back orders? Why would you run out of inventory? And this is where you would like to do some root cause analysis. And we're introducing a new AI visual. See, I have here a screen. It has the back orders by month. It has here the table of the back orders cases. And I want to change the visual to a new visual. An AI visual. It's called the decomposition tree. So I'm going to go here, select, and go to the decomposition tree. And decomposition trees are great for root cause analysis. We are analyzing the % of orders on back orders, and we can start drilling down. For example, I can go and drill down and look at the demand type. Remember, it was the intermittent demand type that had the problem. And then we're going to drill down again and look at the forecast bias. Remember, we had the problem with the accurate forecast bias. This is not where we were in the previous screen. We know that we have this problem with this combination. But what's the root cause? And this is where the AI kicks in. And we can say, tell Power BI, tell us what's the best next split. And we're going to ask for mask split, and it's going to tell us you should look at product type, and specifically, you should look at patient monitoring. This is where you're going to see about double the ratio of orders on back order. And they say, well, why is it happening? So another split by Power BI will tell us automatically that we should look at plants. Plant 0288 has way more back orders than any other plant when it comes to patient monitoring. So something is going on here. So I may ask, well, what is going on? Is it a new problem? So let's do some, again, slicing and dicing. Let's look at April here. No, April, middle of the stack, nothing special. May, again, something in the middle. It's really in June that problem rose to the top. So that kind of gives us an indicator that something has to be done. Now, we can combine now Power Apps with Power BI to drive some action. So I'm going to go and open up the Power Apps that is embedded in the Power BI report. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this plant. And you can see the fields for the plant are already pre-populated here in my application. And I can notify the plant that I'm coming to a visit to help them. So, okay, we'll say we're coming. And what we're going to do here, is we're going to have you all join us to help Plan 0288 push some product forward. And we're going to use a new feature of Power BI, which is the real-time report in Power BI. We had some real-time before, but this is now the reports themselves are getting real-time. And what I want you to do is pull out your phones. Every day, pull out your phones. I know we typically don't do it in the presentation. Pull out your phones. And I want you to open the browser and go to this URL. It's really easy to remember, embasdemo.com. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a selfie. I know there's a wonderful photo placeholder there, but you take your own selfie there, put your first name, put the city you're from, and sign up, and then stop there. And so go back and see what's happening. What you're going to see here, as you guys signing up, you can see that in real time, we're getting more and more of you. So far, 4 of you signed up. You can see now 6 more. And see, the report is updating in real time as you guys signing up, and you can see exactly who are the person that is signing up here. And what wow, you can see Matt is the most common name we have in the audience. 4 Matts, 5 Matts. You guys are good. Chris is taking over. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to start the game. Now, in the game, we're going to move product. You're going to see this arrow, and you're going to move the product by swiping the arrow in the direction of the arrow. And we're going to see which team you're on. You can see by the color on the screen which team you're on, and you can see how you're doing there. So you can see some of you already moving. Matt, one of the Matts here, is in the lead with 48 product moved already. This is the photo you use, Matt, really? Now, you can see the blue team is taking the leadership here. The green team is just behind. What you see here is real-time monitoring of the plant. It's really wonderful. You can see that the best mover we have here right now is Kimo. Who is Kimo? This is Kimo. Hey, Kimo. Here's Kimo. It's here in the audience. 54 products move in 30 seconds. Thank you so much. What you've seen here is how we detected the problem, find the root cause analysis, and monitor the plant in real time, all with Power BI. Thank you very much.
Mr. Nets never disappoints, never disappoints. So that's it. We've taken you through a whirlwind. I mean, we have literally scratched the surface of what this platform across Dynamics 365, the Power Platform, and the rest of the Microsoft Cloud and Intelligent Edge has for you. We've got a Power Platform World Tour coming to a city near you, so an opportunity to bring you and the rest of your friends and community in here at the show. Obviously, we've got 2 days of packed information to go over what we just announced today in Review 2019 Release Wave 2 plan. So we've got the URLs here if you want to get the details on the 2019 Release Wave 2 plan. So we started with community, and we're going to finish with community. Ultimately, it is you, the people, and everyone else online who've made all of this possible. It's been a hell of a journey over the last several years, and I feel like in some ways we're really just getting started. There's a momentum here that's amazing. And so I'm going to close out with a video that was recorded by some of you in the community, and thank you again for joining us in Atlanta, and we will see you next year. Thank you.
Hey everyone. Hi. Kodama desu.
My name is Shannon Lindsay. Eliza Benitez, and I live in Melbourne.
Tokyo, Japan.
Washington, D.C. Not so sunny, but very awesome United Kingdom.
Being a part of the community has changed the way I work entirely.
My career would not be where it is today if it was not for the community.
Everyone gets on with each other, everyone's super friendly, and I've built such a wonderful group of friends.
Now I've got friends from all over the world.
It makes you realise that you have a support network of people that you can reach out to from Twitter, LinkedIn, all of the community sites.
It's the ability to collaborate with somebody and figure things out together, which makes it even more exciting.
Quite rewarding that you're helping people across the world.
And it doesn't matter if you don't know something, because you've got all of these people to ask.
Since I've been a part of this community, I've achieved so much more than I ever believed I could.
Me helping to do Power Apps in my dining room is enabling kids to learn. Man, that touches me so deeply, I can't tell you.
If I told myself 3 years ago that I'd be teaching classes and giving presentations and even just recording this video now, I wouldn't have believed it.
So embracing, no matter what skin color, race, or language you speak.
I'd particularly like to point out Keith Watling,
John Liu,
Sue Whitney, and Rose Spitzer.
A massive, massive thank you, and that's Chris Huntingford.
Lisa Crosby in Australia, Keith and Rory in the UK.
Community is a verb. It makes you great, and it makes the people around you great.
There's so much to learn, and there are so many people that you can learn from.
So go out and get involved, and I'll see you guys around.
It's time to connect, collaborate, and listen.